This is my copper chloride solution that I've made with my 25 mils of water. After you do that, you put your 2 weighed nails into the copper chloride solution, and after a little while it starts to look like this. The next day, you can actually take the nails out of the solution. So you can kind of see, right, and into the measured cup, and so now you can save that to dry and mask later on. So we're going to have to mask the remaining iron. What's in the cup now is the solid and the remaining liquid. At that point you take a weigh boat with a filter paper on the bottom. The filter paper on the bottom allows me to have a layer between the solid that is going to form and the plastic. We'll talk about that later. So what I've already done is I've already poured most of the liquid into the weigh boat. The liquid that's now in here is from me adding 5 mils of water for the first rinse. So I am now rinsing my solid in here. Allow it to settle for a few minutes before you actually pour the liquid off. Once it's settled, you can pour it off. Again, you're not going to be able to get every bit of liquid separated from the solid. Do another water wash. Make sure you get the walls. Again, swish it around so that you're really rinsing the solid. Let it set. Pour off the liquid, the rinse. And then for one last step, add 5 milliliters of acid. Now the acid should dissolve any of the unwanted material in the solid that's stuck in the solid, any unwanted residue that's not a part of the solid we obviously want to collect in the beaker. So we'll let that sit. For a couple of minutes. And once again, pour off the rinse. Hard to get every last drop, but okay. Once you're done with that, you can put these out to dry for a couple of days. Here's a sample that's been drying for a day. You can kind of see the crystalline structure that's starting to form. And I like the idea of putting it on top of the filter paper because I think that gives me an opportunity to really separate the material from the plastic so that I can really dry the underside of it. I really want to get a good dried sample without putting it in a fume or putting it in an oven or something like that. Also, the other solid, if you really peek on the underside, you can get a good idea of what it looks like without exposure to the air. So, although we are trying to dry the sample as well, we stand the chance of looking at an impure substance on the surface. So that's something to consider. So once we feel comfortable that we have the dry sample, we can go ahead and weigh these two samples to the nearest 0.01 gram, and we're ready to do some calculations to test for conservation of atoms.